Good morning.
Good morning.
That's what I want to hear. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Believe it or not, we are in our 30th year for the Ride for Kids, which originated 30 years, guys. And give yourselves a hand, because out of that 30 years, you have been 21 of those. Yeah, 21 years. My name is Terry Geitner. Some of you recognize me from previous years. I am one of the national ride managers from our Asheville, North Carolina Foundation, the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. You know, unfortunately, some things haven't changed. We still have a mission. We still have a purpose to be here. If we had eliminated all these diseases that are going on with these children with brain tumors, I wouldn't be standing up here. I would be out looking for another job. But I have a reason, I have a purpose, and obviously all of you believe in our cause and you have a purpose as well, and I really want you to give yourselves a hand for being part of what you're doing. With our mission, you know, what you're doing, believe it or not, and I know a lot of you may not be aware of the fact, we are and still remain the largest non-governmental cancer funding research facility in the world. So every dollar that comes in is because of what you do in every other city that we do. We have 42 events this year. We added 2 more cities. We are now in San Antonio, Texas, and we just knocked on our neighbor's door in South Carolina. So we are real delighted to add 2 more, and we hope to see those rides build up. But it's your dollars that count, and it's the only way we get research money. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. As you can see with some of the banners behind me, I want to recognize a lot of our media sponsors, but I especially want to extend a very big special thank you to Jack Jones, because Jack has been so instrumental, our task force leader, in reaching out into the community, talking to the media sponsors, getting people involved, making the awareness, doing our public service announcements, and I'm sure, how many of you have heard some of the announcements across your region? Show me some hands, yeah. So it's working. You know that it's out there, and that we are glad to see and recognize News 12, North Jersey, WGHT 1500, Palmo Broadcasting, WBPM, WHUD, WGHQ, and Peak, and K1047. They worked real hard to let everyone know about the Ride for Kids, and I'm really delighted that they were part of it. And part of that program, which is I'm glad to see a little bit of a change for all of us, is that I get to introduce a local MC that will be part of sharing this program with me today, and also can add a little difference to your program and a fresh voice and a fresh face. Lisa LaRocca from News Channel 12.
Joe Rayo, I ordered it special for you guys. I'm so excited to be here. You know, for those of you who watch News 12, you know that I do the mornings, and part of my job sometimes is to go out, find people to interview. Not easy at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning to find people who are willing to let you stick a television camera and a microphone in their face, but Jack Jones is one of those people. I met Jack a few years ago, went to a bagel shop looking for people to talk to, and Jack happened to be a regular, and he always gives me sound bites when I need them. And he's been telling me about this event that he's been involved with for so many years, so I was absolutely thrilled when he asked me if I could come and be with you today. So thank you for having me here. Now, for those of you who are part of this and have been doing this, I'm sure you know this, but for those of you who don't, this is very important. Did you know that 28,000 people in the United States right now are living with the diagnosis of a brain tumor, and 11 more children are diagnosed each day? That's way too many. So Rides for Kids gives these children and their families hope. The money that all of you will raise by giving up your time and all of your hard work will help to fund international medical research, as well as support services for local families, and we certainly know that they need it if they're going through this. So while we're talking about money, let's thank our sponsors, can't leave them out. These businesses have joined us in the fight against childhood brain tumors, and Ride for Kids wouldn't be possible without our presenting sponsor, American Honda. Honda's been a really good friend for more than 20 years. Also want to recognize some of the national sponsors, Bell Helmet, Dunlop Tire Corp, International Motorcycles, Cycle World, and our national insurance sponsor, Geico. And finally, our local businesses help make Ride for Kids happen. And thank you to Teamster Local 456, Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin Robbins, and Fairchester Snacks, and a major contributor towards our food today, Weichert Realty. So thank you. I'm certainly glad that we have these sponsors because we really have a lot of work to do. The Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation, as Terry mentioned, is the world's largest non-governmental funder of childhood brain tumor research. And I don't know if any of you knew this. This blows me away, but there are more than 100 different types of childhood brain tumors. That's, I don't know if any of you knew that. When I saw that, couldn't believe it. So as you can imagine, diagnosis, treatment, very, very difficult. So that's what I mean when I say there's a lot of work to do. So by joining us this morning, you're moving us closer to finding a cure for children like our stars. Now, if this is your first ride, you're probably wondering, well, who are these stars? Well, our stars are childhood brain tumor patients and survivors. And their strength, their courage, just amazing. So we want to ask Amanda and James to come on up.
You're going to hear a lot more from James and Amanda later. But we're going to just do a real quick talk here, and we're going to get you guys out here on the road very quickly.
Come on in and tell everybody about yourself.
I'm 26 years old. I've got my it's fine.
Very good. And you're going out,
I'm
right?
going outside.
Excellent.
21 years old.
Are you going out for anything?
Oh yeah.
Have you been to this ride before?
Yes.
You have. And what do you think about it?
I love this ride.
Excellent. How could you not, right?
Me too.
Thank you. So after the ride, you're going to hear from some other brain tumor survivors during our Shining Stars celebration. Don't miss it. We're also giving away a brand new Honda CBR 250R and other prizes. But got to be here to win it. So after the ride, don't ride off. Stay here with us. Little earlier, I said, as I mentioned before, 28,000 people in the United States living with brain tumor diagnosis. So before we leave, if you wouldn't mind, let's pause for a moment of silence to honor the patients and their families who are fighting this disease and remember those stars who are no longer with us. Thank you very much. Now, we're going to have Terry come back just to give you a few important safety things to remember. Have a great time on that ride, and we'll see you when you all get back.
Give her a hand. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Bill Franks. He's going to give you a quick little safety tips on today's ride. Thank you again for being here. Be safe. When Bill wraps it up here, please head out to your bikes very quickly. We're running a little behind, and our escorts know we're on a schedule. So here you go. Give Bill a hand.
Okay, I'd like to thank everybody for being here this morning, and we want to leave right at 10 o'clock because we've arranged with the local police departments and the state police and the sheriffs to have protection along the route, and we need to be there at the given time. So first of all, I'd like to thank Sheriff Carl Du Bois from the Orange County Sheriff's Department who is here today. Carl is supplying us with a lead car and a trail car. I also have commitments from the New York State Police and the local police departments to help us with major intersections, barring any emergency calls for service that they may receive. The danger is there are all different levels of riders here, and a lot of you are experienced, but that doesn't mean that the people immediately around you. And what happens when we have a large ride is we call it the rubber band effect, where things start to get checked out, and you start to get gaps. and people race up to catch up with the group and then are locking them up. And like I say, you have to worry about the inexperienced riders and the people that may not have the experience that everybody here has. So even if you're a veteran rider, just ease the pack up. If you get a gap for some reason, if somebody gets in there, they have proven now that distracted driving, and everybody has, I even saw a guy on a motorcycle dialing a phone number the other day, but they've decided that distracted driving is actually more dangerous than drunk driving. At least drunks are trying to stay on the road. Distracted drivers aren't watching us at all. So, you have to be careful, and if somebody gets in there, be tolerant of them, and we'll get through the ride. We don't want any incidents. We don't want any problems. So ride safe. Also, we're not NASCAR drivers. You don't need to clean your tires every once in a while and weave in and out. So just, we're out here to raise